Having a car accident can actually be a very complicated process to deal with, especially if you don't have a video footage witnessing the event. Hey guys, how's it going? This is George from techno.com, enjoying a snowy weather here in the UK. In this video we're gonna have a look at the Vantrue N4 dashcam, which happens to be the world's first 3-channel dashcam at the time of its release date. What does it mean? Let's take a look. I received the dashcam a few days ago, but I cannot wait to see what is inside that box. During this video I will also be explaining everything you need to know about Vantrue N4, as well as a discount which you can apply in order to get 17% off. So please be sure to watch till the end of this video in order to not miss anything. So let's go ahead and unbox it. I like the way they say Vantrue on two sides of the box. That looks very cool. Of course, when you remove the plastic, before you open the box, keep an eye on this small tape on the side for safety purposes. So just make sure to remove it. Maybe using a nail or a knife could do the job. On the top you're gonna get all the user guides as well as some follow leaflets. Sometimes Vantrue does some giveaways and stuff like that, so be sure to check them out. And regarding the manual, the user guides, I actually found them to be really good, better than any other guides I have read. So I'll definitely give them a shot, even though we're gonna go through the menu and stuff like that, especially if this is your first dashcam. Next up we have the rear camera and the rear camera cable. Yes, remember right, this is a 3-camera dashcam, and so this camera is going to be placed on the rear window of your car. So that way, in essence, you're going to be recording what's going on behind your car and what's going on inside your car. So what's going on with you and what's going on in front of your car. And I think this is a great deal because accidents can happen from any side of the car. The camera is also rotatable, and also you get 2 stickers in order to be able to stick it on the back window. Next, the box that you have been waiting for, the actual dashcam. Now, as you can see, the dashcam has a small rear camera on the right side, now on the left side, as you can see in the video, which can actually be rotated, but not in 360 degrees. And it's obvious because the front-facing camera, you only want it to be able to see what's going on inside your car and nothing else. And for those wondering, I managed to go after this small bag which left by the air. Next up, we've got 2 things. One is the clamp, which you attach with the dashcam, and then you stick it on the top of your window. And next up, we've got a USB-C cable. Many thanks to Vantrue for this. It's something that most of us actually really need. And here's a clamp. And the way you stick it on the dashcam is very simple. So as you can see on the bottom, it has some little teeth, is what I call little teeth. And you stick it on the dashcam like this. And then there's a small, I will say, clip on the bottom of the clamp. So you press on it, and then you can remove the dashcam from it. Finally, we get this cigarette power adapter, and you guessed it, this is what you're gonna use in order to power up your dashcam. And as you can see on the top, there's a small cap which is rotatable, which has a hidden USB in it. Very nicely organized, everything in a small box. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the menu of the camera. So how can you use it? What about all these options that it has? So let's go through in details. Okay, so we're inside, and once you turn on the camera, you will see this label saying please insert an SD card. And that's why I've decided to purchase a new SD card, 128 gigabytes of storage, although I highly recommend you 256 gigabytes. And regarding this, I have a link down in the description in order to get one as well. And on the side of the dashcam, as you can see, there's a small slot for the micro SD card. So you just slide it in, make sure that you push it inside so it sticks in. And after that, you're ready to turn on the camera. On the top of the right, you can see there's a power button. Make sure to hold down on it, and you'll see this message saying that the SD card is not formatted. So very simple, press on the M button on the top left twice, and then you use the arrow keys left or right in order to go to the system setup. Press OK in order to press on the OK key in order to enter it. And on the second option, again by using the arrow keys up and down this time, select format SD card and then format all of your data. Now in my case, I don't have to worry about the data because it's a brand new SD card, but if you had any data, just keep this in mind. That's going to remove all of the data that you had. Now here really depends on how you have connected the camera with Now in this case really depends on how you have power your camera. In my case it's just power on, because I have connected my camera with my computer on the left, as you can see, with the via the USB-C cable. That's why we need one. And as you can see, the screen is not very complicated. Like on the top left is going to show you the resolutions of the cameras. 1440p is the front-facing camera, and 1080p is both the rear camera and the front-facing camera. All of them are recorded in 30 FPS. And on the top right, it shows you, how many loops you have, auto flash, whether the audio is on, and whether it recognizes your SD card. On the top left of the screen, you're gonna see what the front-facing camera sees. In my case, it's just my phone, which is recording. Back to the menu, select OK in order to select record setup, and on the first option you have resolution, so you can choose which cameras you want to work. Then in my case, I'm going to choose the top one, but since I have connected the rear camera, is not going to include that. And as you can see, you have different resolutions to choose from. In my case, I'm going to stick with the top one, and to go one step back, you're going to press on the M button. Next up, you have loop recording, which is how long you want the video files to be. And what happens is that the camera is going to record 3 minutes, say, and then it's going to stop recording, and then immediately it's going to record another 3 minutes. This is a very important feature, so the camera will store 3-minute videos and then delete the old ones once it gets full. Then you have IR lights, which is for night vision detection, G sensor, which is used to detect collision, and you have the different numbers saying how sensitive you want it to be. In my case, I'm gonna set it to 4, but if in your area you have so many bumps, then you may need to reduce it to around 3 or 2. Audio recording, as you guessed, it has a microphone, so we'll be able to record conversations as well. Make sure to keep it on. Parking mode, well, if you want your camera to be able to start recording on an event during parking mode. Now, one thing we like to mention is this camera does not have a battery. You'll have to order a separate kit from Amazon in order to make it work while your car is off. The link is down in the description. Next, you have exposure. Now, you can manually adjust the exposure of the camera if you want, depending on the area that you live, depending on the weather conditions. Actually, wide dynamic range, something you're gonna typically find in any camera, which simply is gonna improve the quality of the video under high contrast light conditions. You also have the option to input your plate number, as well as if you want to include any stamps on the recordings. Now, in my case, I don't really need the Vantrue stamp, so I'm just gonna remove that, but I can keep all the others. Screen rotation, as well as time-lapse. Now, time-lapse is used to reduce the footage on your memory. So if you have an SD card with a small storage, it's something that you will need to consider. By pressing the M button again, you go back to the main menu, and then you move on to the settings. Now here you can simply change stuff like language, formatting the SD card, but we have already done it, so no need to do this again. I remind the setup, so it's going to remind you every month or every 15 days on when you can reconfigure your stuff. Time is something very important, so you can always get the accurate time of when an event happened. It can be a bit tedious on setting up the time by using the arrows, but make sure to spend a few minutes doing this because it's something extremely important. Video LCD, whether you want the device sound to be on or off, the beep when you press on the buttons. Frequency of the display, 50 or 60 Hz, something you're going to typically see in any display. System info, whether you want to go back to the default settings, whether you have a GPS to connect, as well as changing the speed units. I'm here in the UK, so I'm going to use kilometers per hour. And that's pretty much everything about the menu. That's done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the footage. Unfortunately, I don't have a car myself in order to go ahead and test it and set it up on my car, but I can give you a good sense of what the footage is like outside my house. follow up with a footage at night. Now when it comes to night vision, unfortunately my garden is not the best example because in a road you're going to have all those lights every here and then. You'll still be able to capture the car plate if it needs to. The true night vision is actually on the front facing camera, so as you can see my face, it looks, kind of whitish. This is where the infrared sensor comes in. I would say around probably the same quality in terms of night vision with the Vantrue N2. And if you're excited as I am with the world's first 3-camera dashcam, you could go down the description where I have a link which takes you to my website, which is going to show you exactly how to claim your own 70% discount on the purchase page. The process is very simple. You go to the purchase page, you enter the code, and then boom, you get 17% discount. How cool is that? And if you have any questions, don't forget to drop your question down in the comments below. That's everything about the Vantrue N4 dashcam. Unfortunately, I don't have a car, but if I did have, then we'll go through the setup and how you set it up on your car. But of course, because of the pandemic, another reason why I don't use a car. Now, I would like to point a few things regarding the camera. Definitely it's a good improvement from the Vantrue N2. Of course, it has a rear camera in the back, but there are always going to be some features which the community would like to see, including Bluetooth functionality. Unfortunately, it doesn't have one, as well as a Wi-Fi module. Maybe if it had the ability to connect with a cloud, maybe Google Cloud or Microsoft OneDrive, where you will be able to send all your footage directly there from your car if you're close to your house, instead of having to take your SD card or go to your house to a computer, then put the stuff there, then go back. I think that could be an extra step of improvement. But overall, I really like Vantrue N4. I think it will be extremely convenient to use for my car if I ever get one in the future, given all of its flexibility and ease of use and setup. Now I would like to turn the spotlight on you. Which are the features which you're most excited to see? Do you already have a dashcam? And if so, how does it compare with Vantrue N4? Don't forget to let me know down in the comments. And if you like this video, as always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you have other friends who have a car, then definitely make sure that you share this video with them. Maybe they will find this useful as well. Don't forget to subscribe and smash this notification bell in order to receive our latest updates. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'm going to see you in my next video.